So, as you can see in the file provided, we have compiled a list of vocabulary including words from the reading passage of Unit 4 School Education System at page 45. The list consists of 30 words and their respective word formations, idioms, and pronunciation. Also, today we will dive into 7 points of vocabulary that I personally find intriguing to share with you guys. So, let's get started. First off, we'll start with a pair of words which meanings resemble each other, childish versus childlike. So these two initially meant nearly the same thing, which was resembling or suggesting a child. They are more or less associated with the characteristic of a child, so they often get used interchangeably. But there is still a huge distinction between them, which lies in their connotations or the shade of meaning referring to a child. The word childish usually has a negative connotation. It is used to outline the bratty or silly attitude of a person which is not at all likable. But in some circumstances, it neutrally relates to something typical of a child. For instance, here, a childish handwriting could be that typical of a child, which is not really neat or clear cut. Childish behavior is usually annoying to many people and thus unattractive because if a person is childish, they are self centered and may not be able to understand another person's perspective and condition. On the other hand, a person is said to be childlike when they have good qualities like that of a child, especially in their behavior, appearance, or thinking, such as trustworthiness, innocence, or the state in which is full of enthusiasm. Childlike is used positively to praise someone's youthful virtues. In short, the best way to grasp the difference between childish and childlike is to understand their shades of meaning. I'd like to recap the distinction between the two before I move on. So, being childish usually means to show impulsive, narcissistic behavior, whereas being childlike means having that kind of innocence or honesty which a child possesses. So moving on. Here is the next pair of words that have quite the same meaning, national versus nationwide. Well, national as a noun has another definition, which means a citizen of a particular country, but we are not discussing this definition here since it is totally different from the word nationwide. Um, so when used as an adjective, national means connected with a particular nation or shared by a whole nation, like national costume, national heritage, or national disgrace, and so on. It also possesses another meaning pointing to something that is owned, controlled, or funded by the government, such as a national airline, national museum, or national library, and so forth. Um, so, could anyone please give me the meaning of nationwide? used as an adjective or as an adverb. If no one is volunteering, I will call. Okay, so I would love to know your answer on this question number 23. Number 23. Could you please turn on your mic? 23.
Hey.
Okay.
So you're asking the meaning of nationwide, yeah?
Yeah.
Um. Also for the adjective form, it means extending in reach or reaching throughout the whole nation. Before the meaning of an adverb, it means throughout the whole nation.
So that's all.
Yeah.
So that's your answer. Okay. Thank you for the answer. Okay. Okay. So as Fu Tao has said, nationwide serving as an adjective or an adverb has the meaning of something that is happening or existing in all parts of a particular country or extending throughout an entire nation, just like he said. So here, for example, the police conducted a nationwide hunt for the missing prisoner means that the hunt was covering all parts of that country the prisoner were allegedly hiding. So that was the two pairs of words, childish versus childlike, and national versus nationwide. Now let's move on to a small practice, fill in the blank. There's only one answer to each blank, as the questions are quite easy. I will call randomly on your numbers. So you've got like 30 seconds to look through all the questions here. Okay. Number 11, could you please give me the answer to the first two questions? Number 11. Yes. Oh, thank you. No, please God. Okay, please. The first one is travel. And the second one is child. Okay, thank you. So these are the answers. Okay, well then, the next three questions, please, can I have the number 30, 32 for the answer, please? 32, 32, 32. Who is 32? Okay, I'll skip it. 25, please. No, 25 and 32. It's getting confused. Okay. 25, 25. No. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, 25, please. The next real question.
Okay. I'm caught up with your childish, Frank.
Okay.
Her eyes were like blue and childlike,
Okay.
and Graham can be annoyingly childish at times.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. So that's it. Move on to national and nationwide. Can number 6 give me the answers of the first 3 questions, please? Oh, you got 30 seconds to look at it. And then number 6, please give me the answer of the first 3 questions. Number 6, please, the first 3 questions.
Yes, the company has over 500 stores nationwide.
Okay.
A national poll revealed different food preferences in the North and the South,
Okay.
and the National Assembly has voted to adopt the budget.
Okay, let's see the answers, whether if you got it right or not. Okay. See that bottom box. And the last 2 questions are number 7. Number 7, please. Oh, okay, okay. Thank you for answering. So that's all for the small practice. Now we moving on to the next part. So uncountable nouns. So I suppose everyone already knows what an uncountable noun is, but I still define it just in case. Uncountable nouns are things that we rather see as a whole or mass, as they cannot be separated or counted. A noun that is uncountable cannot be made plural or used with an a or un before it. And the word information is one of the uncountable nouns, but frequently gets mistaken as countable. So I would like to take a close look at this word in particular. There are some quantifier, which is a determiner or pronoun that expresses quantity recommended to go with the word information. So here I got some of them. Okay. So we cannot say I read an interesting information in the newspaper, since information is an unaccountable noun. Uncountable noun. Instead, it should be I read an interesting piece of information in the newspaper. So, in the list here, can you point out which ones are countable among the uncountable ones? Anyone volunteer? Anyone volunteer? No? How about number one? Can you please find the countable ones? Number one.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, thank you.
I find advice.
Advice. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Um,
Any?
and how about the equipment?
I said, can you please find the countable ones?
Countable, right?
Yeah, countable ones.
Yeah, I only see the advice and
Oh,
all these.
okay.
Yeah,
Advice and
visit.
sorry, I cannot hear you clearly.
That's it.
That's it. Okay.
Okay.
So let's see. Let's see. So there are the three words here that are countable. They are dilemma, catastrophe, and taboo. It's not advice. Sorry, Hian. So this list is also the list that comprises those uncountable nouns often used wrongly that I want you to notice. Actually, in this list, there is a word that stands out. It's the word data. It is an uncountable noun and also an irregular plural noun, which the singular is datum. Well, irregular plural nouns are nouns that do not become plural by adding s or es as most nouns in the English language do. You're probably familiar with many of these already. For instance, the plural form of woman is women, not womans. And here we manifest a list of irregular singular plural that are quite confusing. Here we can see two common patterns being used to convert the singular form to the plural form. The first one we got here is irregular formations of noun ending in the two letters on. These words change their on ending to just the letter a, like phenomenon to phenomena, criterion to criteria. And the second one is irregular formations of nouns ending in the two letters um. Words ending in un shed their ending and replace it with just a letter a to form a plural. The plural of some of these words are far better known than their singular counterparts, like data rather than datum, bacteria rather than bacterium. And the next word that I want to look into in depth is the word first and its three functions and the meaning following as a noun, as an adverb, and as a determiner, which is often mistaken as an adjective. So I will go through this real quick since it's quite straightforward. For clarifications, a determiner is a word that comes at the beginning of noun phrases before any adjectives. First, serving as a determiner has two meanings. The first meaning is happening or coming before all other similar things or people. For instance, it was the first time they had ever met. And the second meaning is the most important or best. For instance, she won first prize in the competition. The word first serving as a noun has five meanings. Here we begin with the structure. The first to do something means the person or thing that comes or happens before all other similar people or things. The second meaning is the earliest. For instance, the first I heard about the wedding was when I saw it in the local paper. Means that the first time I became aware of the wedding was when I saw it in the local paper. The third structure here I got the first to do something means the most likely. For instance, I'd be the first to admit I might be wrong means that I will most willingly admit I might be wrong. Next is the structure first for somebody means an important achievement, event, never done or experienced before. And the last meaning is first in something is the highest level of university degree at British universities. We can say she got a first in math. Okay. So we have come to the last function of the word first as an adverb, and here it has three meanings. The first one is before anyone or anything else, or at the beginning. For instance, first I had to decide what to wear means before having done anything, I got to decide what to wear first. And the second meaning is for the first time. For instance, when did you first meet him? And the third, also the last, meaning is used to introduce the first of a list of points you want to make in a speech or piece of writing. Here its synonym is firstly. For instance, the method has two advantages. First, it is cheaper, and the second, it is quicker. Or you can say, firstly, it is cheaper, and second, it is quicker. So these are many meanings and the three functions of the word first. So in the next part of my presentation, I would like to talk about the differences and similarities of two words, conditions and state. State and conditions are very similar, and in most cases, they could probably be used interchangeably. Both mean the way in which a person or thing manifests their existence or the circumstances under which they exist. But the two could be slightly different. State is a more general word than condition and is used for the condition that something is in at a particular time. It can be used without an adjective. Here, for instance, the present state of medical knowledge. Condition is used with an adjective and refers especially to the appearance, quality, or working order of somebody or something. For instance, here, the car is in excellent condition. Condition is interchangeable with state only when the effect or influence of present circumstances on actual or concrete existence is implied. Also, condition may be used in the plural in the sense of combinations of circumstances and of qualities or characteristics, as they may not. The table on the screen shows those following adjectives that are frequently used with these nouns. So, moving on to the last 2 points of vocabulary today, I'll begin with the first set of words that have the same shade meaning, including term, word, phrase, expressions, and idiom. These are all words for a unit of language used to express something. Word is a singular unit of language that means something that and can be spoken or written. For instance, do not write more than 300 words. Term is rather used formally. It means a word or phrase used as the name of something, especially one connected with a particular type of language. For instance, technical or legal or scientific terms. Phrase means a group of words that have a particular meaning when used together. Like fake news is a phrase. In grammar, a phrase is a group of words without a finite verb, especially one that forms part of a sentence. The green car or on Friday morning are phrases. Expressions basically means a word or phrase. And the last one, idiom, means a group of words whose meaning is different from the meanings of the individual words. Let's say, let the cat out the bag is an idiom meaning to tell a secret by mistake. So here are some patterns that may go with the previous nouns mentioned. Then I move on to an overview of the second set of words and their recommended patterns. And they are environment, setting, surrounding, and background. These are all words for the type of place in which somebody or something exists or is located. Environment means the conditions in a place that affect the behavior and development of somebody or something. For instance, an unhappy home environment can affect children's behavior, or a pleasant working environment. Setting means a place or situations of a particular type in which something happens or exists. Here, for instance, the island provided an idyllic setting for the concert. Surroundings is everything that is around or near somebody or something. And the last one, background, means the things or area behind or around the main objects or people that are in a place or picture. For instance, the mountains in the background were capped with snow. And here are some of their common patterns. So that was the 7 points of vocabulary that I wanted to share with you guys. Now I wrap up this section with a little idiom practice, including those idioms mentioned in the file provided. So now you have 15 minutes to finish 10 questions, and the three of you that are the earliest to send your work to the Zalo group would get 1 bonus mark. And those that got them all correct will get more. You'll get 2 more bonus marks. 15 minutes begin. So here is the key to the practice. Keep the practice. So um, there are 4 of you that send me the answer. So I guess all of you will get each a bonus mark since you're all so quick. It hasn't been 15 minutes yet. So I guess this is the end. Now there will be a 10-minute break between the two sections. Thank you for having participated with me in this vocabulary section. So 10 minutes break. Start now. Thank you.